Hello guys, I hope you all are doing well. I'm Suling and I'm a watercolor artist from Malaysia. What you are watching now is one of the 4 videos in the Watercolor Autumn Leaves series. In this series, you are going to learn how to use techniques such as wet on wet, lifting, and layering to paint the leaves. After watching this video, you can look for the links to the other 3 videos in the description below. If you like what you are watching, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Without further ado, let's dive in. Moving on to the next leaf, which is this deep red color Japanese maple leaf on the left here. I will be using the previous yellow mix for the base of first layer. And then Alizarin crimson as the main color. This is how it looks when it's watered down. For a darker version, I've added a bit of Payne's grey into Alizarin crimson. And then a Vandyke brown mix for the stem. So this is the color palette for this leaf. Here I have covered the painted leaves on top to protect them, and I use the paper towel to protect the one next to it. For this maple leaf, you will learn to use a few techniques, which are layering, lifting, and negative painting. So I'm starting here by filling up the leaf with the base color or underwash. I'm using the yellow mix that I have used in the previous leaves, but more diluted so that it's lighter in color. Adding a bit more yellow at the base here. After the first layer is dry, you can then move on to add the second layer using Alizarin crimson. This layer will still be rather light in color, and you are simply just filling up the entire leaf with the paint. From the reference photo, you can see that certain parts of the leaf are more saturated in color. So for these areas, you can drop in a bit more of paint. After you have done this, let it dry before you move on to the next steps. I will now show you how to carve out the veins on the leaf like this. So I will first remove or lift off the paint from where the vein is using a damp brush. Remember to use a brush with the appropriate size. And blot it with a paper towel. Repeat this a few times so that you can get a clear line. You will do the same for the short veins as well. It's okay if the lines are not obvious at this moment, as you will later use the negative painting technique to make them appear clearer. So just lift as much as you can for now. When this is done, I'm going to paint over the main vein using a little bit of yellow. This helps to smoothen out any hard edges. In order to make the vein stand out, you will need to make the surrounding darker or deeper in color. This is when you will be applying the negative painting technique, which is what I'm showing you here. So fill in the area with alizarin crimson again, and be careful to avoid painting on the veins that you earlier created with the lifting technique. Repeating the same process. So you can continue to use the lifting and negative painting techniques to create veins for the whole leaf. Now looking at the leaf, I feel that the red color is not intense enough as compared to the photo. So I want to add on another layer. So this is how I usually work. Always start from light and gradually deepen the colors through building layers. I'm still using Alizarin Crimson, but as you can see, I'm using a thicker paint now. For darker red, I'm using a mix of Alizarin Crimson with a little Payne's Grey. Negative painting tends to leave hard edges, so what I'm doing here is using a slightly damp brush to soften the edges by gently brushing over the veins. But remember, you only do this after the layer is dry. So I'm going to repeat the steps for the remaining parts of the leaf before adding the final details. So we are at the final step now, very easy to do, which is to draw the stem and the veins. I'm using a dark brown by mixing Vandyke brown and Payne's Grey. Touching up a bit at the tips of the leaf using dark brown. And this deep red Japanese maple leaf is completed.